Hey guys, Dave here with Transfer Express, and today I'm very excited to show you the brand new EasyView Online Designer. Now, some things have changed location, at least the tools and the configurators that you're used to, but what I want to do in this video is dive into those major differences and the awesome upgrades that we've put in to this super powerful online designer. So if you're ready, join me right here on the computer and we will get started. If you are new to Transfer Express, we are the world's largest supplier of screen printed and digital heat transfers, heat presses, custom designs, blank apparel, and advice to help grow your t-shirt business. If you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel right here. We are kicking out new videos like this one every single week. Now for 2022, we are releasing a brand new version of our EasyView Online Designer. The goal is to make things much easier to use. The apply to effects and patterns are a little bit more highlighted. Now all of the functionality with clipart and layouts are still in there, and you could still upload your own artwork. But there are just a few differences that I want to dive into so that you could get rolling as soon as this new designer launches. So here, we are at transferexpress.com and we've clicked over to the EasyView Online Designer. Now, like I mentioned, some items have moved locations and they are easier to find now. And we could start right here at the top of the screen. Of course, the save option is one of the biggest movers, coming from the bottom left corner and moving up to the top here. Now you also have your new session, you could open recent projects, and very similar functionality that was in the old designer. Now you'll notice here on the top side as well, there are 3 buttons and 3 steps that we'll roll through. Now over here on the settings menu, this has remained very similar to how it was. You have new design, you could open your existing jobs or old previous jobs. You could add art from your own library. Here would be your save job as, and of course artboard, you could select the portrait or landscape. In the settings menu as well, you could see invisible objects, and you could even open the grid line. So you have a nice grid here on the artboard that you could lay your artwork to as well. Of course, you always have the align tools right here at the top toolbar, and all of the controls here remain unchanged. So you have all of your object commands, you have your align, so this is aligning to the artboard itself. Arrange, so if you're familiar with Photoshop or Illustrator, you have different layers. Arranging is going to move things forward or put them to the back. The artboard controls that we kind of just showed in the settings are available up there as well. And of course, zoom. You could zoom in, zoom out, zoom to selected objects, or zoom to just the artboard size. So here, when you're just getting started, you could take a quick guided tour if you would like that shows you a little bit of the features here in EasyView Online Designer. You could open your saved job, resume your last session, browse clip art, browse layouts, or of course add your own artwork right here. Then we could also add our clip art or layout, everything how we used to do it. Now that we have our artwork laid out on our artboard, you'll see the edit menu flies out with a lot of the same controls that were available in that left-hand sidebar on the existing EasyView. Of course, changing your ink color, changing the sizing of your graphic. So here, if we select everything, we see it's at 10.92 inches. We could easily adjust that to 5 or whatever sizing that you need. Of course, if you wanted to skew this graphic or not resize proportionately, you could grab all of the transform controls here on the artboard just by unchecking the resize proportionally. Now right here, you'll see all of our effects and options at the bottom of this edit menu: the pattern fill, outline, distressing, and applied effects. So if you wanted to add distressing onto this, choose any of these patterns and they load in over the artwork, or you could easily clear them. Now the text control functions exactly how the old text control did. You have all of your options on this side. You could change the text up here, hello, or you can double click into this and change it as well. Hi. We'll keep going down here. Of course, the entire clip art library is all preloaded in here, and we are adding new artwork every single week into EasyView Online Designer. Of course, if you wanted to upload your own files, you could upload them right here. Now, one of the largest changes before we get any further in here is that all of the right-hand side transfer configurator has moved to the bottom of the screen. So here you have your print method. You could select screen print or full color. Screen print will be all of our goof proof, elastiprints, hot split, retro, our glitter, pearl prints, puff, reflective. You get the gist of all of our screen printed transfer types here. Now, if you were to select full color, this is where you could select our Ultra Color Soft, the Ultra Color Max, Stretch, any of our CAD prints, the Express Print, Soft Opaque Subblock, or the window decals and the all-purpose stickers. They're available under that full color option. So we could select Ultra Color Max, and you'll see that our sheet size goes away as the product is available to be ordered in any size from 1/4 inch up to 22 by 22 inches. Now, all of the warnings down here will tell you if something's wrong with your project. So with Ultra Color Max selected, if we say we went to 24 inches, it's going to warn us that our quantity is not right, but then it's also going to warn us that it exceeds the maximum dimensions for the product type that we have selected. Now you'll notice that the apparel color selector right here has moved down to the bottom left-hand side of your artboard here, so you could change the apparel color if you would like to any color that's listed here. Now here with our quantity selected, you see accurate pricing show up right here. It'll tell you what your price is per sheet and what the ship date is. Let's bump this up to 18 to get a nice quantity break here, and you'll see we drop down to $3.87 per image, and it's shipping on the 14th. As we're making this a little bit early before this video releases. Once you're all set with your project, you could go to the next option. You could select to have your transfers cut apart off of the sheet here at the top. So here you could add your color change and add a color change just like how you would have done in the old designer, just by changing your quantity here. Now, of course, you'll see the fabric compatibility type here is a little bit expanded, and it's going to give you a check mark if it's compatible or not compatible right off the bat in this option step. So say if we selected our goof-proof printing on sublimated apparel, it's going to say do not use. If it's containing lycra, spandex, or nylon, we're gonna recommend a different transfer type. Now here on the blank apparel, you could shop your blank apparel as well, or if you needed to add any order notes, you could add order notes right here. Once we're all set, then we can move through to the review step, review all of the product details, your print method, your product type, the size, quantity, fabric type, colors, any color changes if you've selected them, and if you want these to cut apart. One more time, we're going to tell you the ship date, all of the transfer cost, and your total price before we go. If you wanted to order a proof, this is kind of an auto proof setup, but if you requested any changes, you of course could add a proof to your order, which is going to change it to $20, where we'll process the proof and have it all approved before we turn it into an order for you. In the old designer, you were able to still mock up on the apparel catalog, but we'll go back to our design screen and click the mock-up button at the bottom of our tools here on the left-hand side. Now you still can use the apparel like you were able to in the old EasyView Online Designer, where you could pull from any colorways from our entire apparel catalog or search specific styles. Now this is cool because you could still kind of align this on here if the model is slightly crooked and get yourself an awesome looking layout that then you could download and save to your computer. And one of my favorite new features in our EasyView Online Designer is having the option to upload your own mockups. Now this is great for online stores, or if you have your own custom mockup that you send to your customers for your custom decorating business, it's right here. You just load it in and we could easily move and place our artwork right here. Then you could download this to send to your customers or to upload directly to your online store. Now with our new layout here, say we wanted to change this basketball over to a football, you could easily do that by using the replace clipart command right here in this edit menu. We'll click on that and we'll say replace it with clipart. Now here, we'll just type in football because that's what we want to change it to. And you can see there's tons of football clipart and designs that are in here for you to use. We'll use this one because it kind of looks cool and nice and stylized. Pull it right on in here. Of course, you could still double click and change any of this text that you want. And you could change it up here as well. However you want to do it, it's there. And if you wanted to change your font, Again, super easy to do so. We'll undo it and keep this nice Ampera font on here as well. We'll change this to field just because you don't play football on a court. And that's it. Now, of course, you could also add tons of different artwork. Now, I'm just going to use a simple copy and paste command keyboard shortcut, or you could go to Object and Duplicate, and that's going to duplicate the object as well that you have selected. So if you want to do that, we could grab different elements of this layout and just copy and paste them there. We'll rotate them, resize them, anything you need to do to fill out that sheet and maximize your printing area. One of my favorite options here that we added into the EasyView Online Designer is the ability to save into multiple different folders. If you're working with different clients and want to save all the designs in an easy to reference format, or even if you're running your own brand and you want to save your seasonal styles or collections, you absolutely could do that here. So we'll click onto the save command, we can enter the job, and we'll just say this is for Falcons, and then you could select your folder. So you could create folders and save them here, or if you wanted to create a new folder, all you have to do is say open and create a new custom folder right here. So we'll say this is for the Falcons, and we'll add that folder. Now when you go to save, you'll see that option listed. We'll name this file and we'll pull up that Falcons folder, and you're able to save that job into that folder. So when you go to open, you could click Falcons, and there it is right there, ready to pull back in and edit or reorder as needed. Now, of course, we could just hit next. Here, our review step, we see all of our options, our transfer ship date, our transfer cost, and the cost per sheet, all set right there. What you see is what you'll pay, and you could go ahead and add it to your cart. And that's it. We are all done. That's the major changes that we've rolled out in our brand new EasyView Online Designer. If you have any questions, you could always leave them in the comments section below, or you can email us info@transferexpress.com. We're going to be rolling out a whole ton of EasyView how-to videos coming very soon. They're going to dive more in depth into each one of these features. I just wanted to show you the major changes so you could hit the ground running when this new designer is out and you have to use it. But that's all I have for you today. Until next time, I'm Dave. Happy pressing and designing.